I remember about 2 years ago, before I started my self-improvement journey, my mornings looked completely different. The first thing I would do after waking up was hit the snooze button for about 30 minutes or even more. Then, I'd immediately grab my phone and start frying my brain with Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. I'd see successful people on these platforms, reminding me of my goal of becoming financially free. But did I take any real steps toward that goal? Of course not, because that would be hard. Instead, I got out of bed and wasted my time playing video games, binge-watching YouTube, and endlessly scrolling through social media. If we start our day like that, we end up just like the people who live without direction. No hope for the future, depressed, overweight, and unhealthy. Looking back, I realize I didn't even have a real morning routine. If you wake up and start your day mindlessly, doing whatever feels easiest in the moment, you're already setting yourself up for failure, and that failure will shape the rest of your day. But I had an alternative, a structured morning routine. And no, I'm not talking about those extreme 4 a.m. routines where you work out for 2 hours, go for a run, and eat a perfectly healthy breakfast. If that works for you, go for it. But I knew I wouldn't be able to stay consistent with something like that. To be honest, I hate those morning routines. They get tons of views, but I honestly can't stand them. Instead, I want to give you a realistic and productive morning routine, one that actually works and can bring results in just 1 or 2 weeks. This is a level 1 routine, designed for those who are just starting. This is the exact routine I began following a few years ago, a time in my life that was completely different from the life I have now. Some of you will try to overcomplicate this routine, adding more habits, making things harder. But let's be real. If your brain was as productive as you imagine, you wouldn't be watching this video. So, promise me, and yourself, that you'll follow this routine exactly as I explain it for at least 1 week. After that, you can start increasing the duration of habits and move on to level 2. Level 1. Your morning routine starts the night before. Most people think a morning routine begins in the morning, but in reality, it starts the night before. The most important factor of a great morning routine is the time you went to bed the previous night. If you stay up too late, you'll wake up sleep-deprived, drained of energy before the day even begins. I started going to bed around 10 p.m., which allowed me to wake up feeling refreshed instead of exhausted. Thanks to that, I could wake up at 6 a.m., brew some coffee, and head to the bathroom. Then, I'd return to my room, sit on the floor, and meditate for 5 minutes. But you can go to bed little later, but only for 1 or 2 hours. At first, I struggled to sit still because my brain was addicted to constant stimulation. I would just sit there, waiting for the timer to end, not actually meditating. But after just a few tries, I learned to focus for the full 5 minutes. After finishing my meditation, I'd go to the kitchen, grab my coffee, and head back to my room for gratitude journaling. Gratitude journaling? What the hell is this? This practice is simple. Grab a notebook or open your notes app and write down things you're grateful for. The format is easy. I am grateful for X because of X. For example, I am grateful for my phone because it allows me to work, make videos, and impact the lives. At first, it felt weird. I'm grateful for my phone? It sounded silly, but science backs this up. After just a few days, I started feeling gratitude for random things in my life. The feeling of gratitude is a calm, peaceful form of happiness. It's the opposite of the short-lived dopamine rush we get from scrolling Instagram or watching YouTube. This simple practice improves mental health and makes us more positive versions of ourselves. Basic physical activity. After journaling, I did 30 push-ups and 30 sit-ups. The key to building habits is starting small. You don't need to go to the gym for an intense workout, just get moving. For me, 30 push-ups felt easy, but that's the point. It was something I could stick to. This method works for all habits: meditation, journaling, fitness. Start small, be consistent, and once it becomes routine, you can increase the intensity and move to the next level. Final thoughts. Forget extreme morning routines. Many influencers push the idea that you need a hardcore morning routine to succeed. But if you're anything like me, that's just not realistic. These 3 simple habits, meditation, gratitude journaling, and light exercise, changed my life. And you don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. to transform your life. Just start tomorrow. Some of you will come up with 100 excuses why you can't. But if you're honest with yourself, You know those excuses are nonsense. So, shut down that negative voice in your head and start tomorrow. I hope that at least someone will find this video useful, and I will help you specifically to become a better person. Not saying goodbye,